Hi folks, my name's Luke, I'm from Radford Creations. Welcome back to my workshop. So today we're going to be starting a brand new series. It's going to be a multi-part series. We're going to be building a metal sculpture of everyone's favourite astromech R2-D2. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting a load of different bits of scrap metal together. We've got some old nuts and bolts, some old brackets, some old spanners and tons and tons of other stuff that we're going to be welding together and hopefully end up with something that looks a lot like R2-D2. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll move the camera in and we'll go through the plan for today. And yeah, okay then folks, so this isn't going to be a full-sized like replica of him. This is going to be a half-sized sculpture. But what I want to try and do is I want to try and keep, see that like his distinguishing features. I want to try and fabricate these so that these three lines here, these those vents here, you know, other little bits. I want to try and fabricate these and add them into the sculpture so it still looks like him. So he's got, you know, identifying features. So I think we're going to start at the bottom. So there's a little section at the bottom. I want to use a piece of metal that's going to help us guide us and keep it all circular all the way up, because obviously it's a spherical design. So I've got this this piece of metal here, which is just a bottom from an old butane tank from a project I did not long ago, where I turned a old butane bottle into a log burner. Obviously it's very rough, I've just cut it out and chucked it away, but I think this will be perfect, a perfect size as the base for R2, and then from here we can build upwards and you know, make sure everything stays spherical as we go up. So yeah, so I think what we need to do first is we need to clean all this up, get all these bits that I've just left on here, get all the paint off it, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we'll get this clamped into the vise and we'll get the angle grinder on her and we'll see what happens. Right folks, she's all bolted into the vise now, nice and sturdy. We're going to hit her with the grinding disc on the angle grinder, get rid of all these cut off bits here, make it all nice and smooth and ready for us to start building on. Okie doke. She's up right, got a flat disc on the grinder. Let's get this blue paint off. Oakley dokley then, guys. So that's all done. As you can see now, we're all clean on the outside. We're smooth on the bottom. No more bits sticking up anymore. And yeah, we're ready to start building on top of that when that does come about. So yeah, that's all sorted. So what we'll do next is I want to start on these lines here, these 3 lines. Obviously these are 2 of the same shape, just the different way around, and that one's like just a rectangle. So what we'll do is we'll mark out a template for this one, and we'll be able to cut that out of some steel and then hopefully just shape it to the right shape. So yeah, let's get some templates sorted then. Right then, so what we need to do, we want these to be, they're going to be roughly about 7 inches long. So obviously we don't need to draw a template for a complete rectangle, so we'll just do one of these and we can use it twice, because obviously this is the same shape, just twisted one way and the other. So if we mark out 7 inches, what's an inch thick? Starts, so this comes in, take this mask off actually. So we're going to mark to the maximum, so if we do is it? Okay. Clean that up as we go. This is just a rough guide really, so we're just trying to get the basic shape. When we're cutting it out, we can always tweak it. Okay, so obviously this is just this here. We'll cut this out of 2 bits of metal, use this twice, and we'll cut a rectangle one, which is basically just going to be this square on the outside that we've drew here. Yep, cut them out and we're good to go. Okay, so we've got our little template all cut out. Found these offcuts of steel. I think this is I think this is about 3mm thick steel from an old project. I thought these would just be perfect. Not using them, just sat in the bucket while I go out and buy new stuff when we can use the stuff we've got. So we should, no, maybe not. Can we get one out of this? So even if we have to use multiple bits of it, it should be fine. So we need 2 of these. We just use the top edge of the steel so we're not having as much waste. What you do when you try not to draw around this sort of stuff, so if you draw around it your lines can be all squiggly or you come off it, what we tend to do is just draw on the actual edge, and then you get a nice clean edge then to cut from when you're cutting it out with the angle grinder or however you want to cut it out. Keep going all the way around. Okay, so that edge is going to sit nice and flush with that, so we're okay there. This last little bit now. Okay, and then when we remove this, we'll have a nice negative there of what we need to cut out. Just a little gap. Yeah, see, this is what we need to cut out now. So yeah, we're not going to have enough. No, I don't think we're going to have enough on this one. Well, actually, we might. No, I think it's safer to use the other one. So I'll trace this one out, and I'll meet you at the vise, and we'll get them all cut out and ready to go. Okay, and so we've got it strapped into the vise. We're just going to do. I'm going to clean this up on the belt sander. So all I need is it cut away from the main piece of metal. So we're just going to do 2, one down, one straight across, and we can clean the rest up later. Obviously, if you don't have a belt sander, you can do this with your grinding discs and your cutting discs on the angle grinder anyway. But you know, if you've got the tools, you might as well use it. So yeah, one tip when you're doing this sort of stuff is always try and cut yourself. You'll see your line you're going to be cut. Don't try and cut on that line. Try and cut underneath it, so you're giving yourself more steel than you'll need. You can always clean that up later. Whereas if you come off the line and cut away too much, then obviously adding steel is going to be a lot more difficult. So yeah, always try and cut below the line, and then you can just take that away afterwards and you can clean it up. Okay. There's our template on that side. We'll just use the belt grinder now, clean it all up. Let's get the other 2 cut out, and then we're good to go. Okay, so we've got our 3 strips all cut out now. I'm just going to turn this bad boy on. 2x72 belt sander with a ceramic belt, and then we're just going to follow our previous lines that we've done before, just using the flat pattern just to cut in and just clean everything up and make it look nice and tidy. Okie dokie. folks. Hope you can hear me over the roar of the forge. But we've cut out the 3 bars that are going at the top of R2-D2. Obviously the problem is that they're straight and they're flat, and it's going on to be on a spherical surface. So what we're going to do is we've chucked them into the forge. We're going to heat them up, and we're going to put them over this old butane tank that I've got over here. Don't worry, it's been emptied. It's been clear for months now. But yeah, we're going to use that as a guide to shape them to the shape we want them to be. So yeah, let's get on with that. See, it's rounded now, so it's spherical, so when we're going to put it on the actual R2-D2, it's going to be the right shape. Okay then folks, so here we are. Here's our 3 strips, all cut out, ready to go. So they'll sit on the front of R2 there, and be a distinguishing feature that everyone's going to be able to recognise. So yeah, so I think we're going to leave it there for today's video. Next video we're going to be looking at fabricating this section here in the middle, these little vents here. I've absolutely no idea how we're going to do it. I'll have a think over the next couple of days, and we're going to do this little thing here. So yeah, hope you all liked it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. Next week I've got my new welder coming. I might do an unboxing of that. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you.